He's a good writer, isn't he, George Carlin?
Very good. And isn't it true of your children? I'm 6 and a half, and I'm nearly 7, or I'm nearly 8.
Yes, they can't wait to grow up, which is so sad, isn't it?
Oh, it is. But then as you go, you're 40 now, aren't you?
Yes.
So you've reached 40.
Yes. I'm middle-aged, I guess.
I suppose you are, aren't you?
Yes. Which is a touch of sadness.
Yeah, well, of course it is.
But yet there will be people thinking, 40, I wish. I remember when I was 40.
Yeah.
And they're still feeling up and happy. And
that's right.
Yes. Did you ever go through any sort of midlife crisis? Do you want to buy a red sports car? That sort of thing?
What, like being stupid, acting like a teenager.
I'm going to grow a beard or...
Yes, I grew a beard when I reached 30, I think.
Yeah.
And I looked an idiot.
Because that's when you reach puberty.
Because I was getting around in a beanie and a turtlenecked jumper.
Oh, yes.
And purple flares.
Oh.
And I grew this beard. I looked an idiot.
Like Davy Gillis.
Yes, it was that era. But that's all I did. I didn't flash out and do anything stupid.
No. Were you a bodgy or a widgie?
No, I was never that. I was more of a three-piece suit.
Yeah.
Very...
a Sharpie.
No, very conservative. And I'd look at those people and I think, I can't mix with them. I don't know. They're too rough. They're too... They're not me. And they wouldn't be you either.
No. No, I've never been into it. I've never been trendy, which is...
No,
I'm actually quite proud of the fact that most of the photos that I have of myself don't involve ridiculous haircuts. They don't involve outrageous fashionable clothes. One photo does... where I'm wearing, I don't know why, but I was wearing lime green pants and a red Hawaiian shirt. And it was something I wore one summer.
That was your first day here, wasn't it?
It's about that time. Awful clothes.
It was quite fashionable in the 70s when reading news to read the news in a velvet coat. Velvet was very much the colour, and a big wide bow tie. And hair.
Sideburns that were wider than your face.
Right down. And a big velvet tie. They looked like a curtain around your neck.
Yes, there's a Dennis Walter photo, a Dennis Walter album cover.
That's right.
Where he's in brown velvet everything. Including the bow tie was also brown velvet.
That's right.
And the hair was massive. Hair just enveloped the entire face.
Yes, that was the 70s.
Embarrassing.
But as a kid, I never got around with the stovepipe pants and the luminous socks and the Gene, what's his name? Gene
Gene Simmons.
Not Gene Simmons. No,
Richard. No, sorry. Yes, you're more like Richard Simmons.
Rock around the clock fella. What's his name? Bill Haley. Great kiss curl. I had none of that.
None of that. No. Not even a touch of Elvis.
No, it was all plastered down with the Californian poppy.
Yeah, brill cream.
Very conservative. Yes.
Yes. Oh, good for you.
Yeah.
And it hasn't affected you in any way.
But I wasn't like the other kids. They'd be throwing yonnies at me and chasing me home, because I think I was a bit of a punce.
Just not that I like to compare, but can I ask, where were you at the age of 40? Where had you been? What had you done in your career? You'd started in radio at a much younger age, in your teens. In your 20s, you were in radio. By the time you reached 40, like my career, my life so far has involved 6 years at the Commonwealth Bank and then 16 years pushing buttons for you.
You have to now make a big step. You have to make a very, very big step in your life.
Yes.
If you're going to, I mean, you've done very well as it is. You've been a great success and a good part of this program.
Twinkle.
But you've got to say, now look, for the sake of the family, I have to make a big decision.
Yes, the next step.
Do you become a playwright? Do you open a recording studio? What do you do?
Yes.
And that's a very difficult and hard decision to make, and I know that.
Yes. The bank's looking good
So
again.
at 40, I was here doing breakfast with John Blackman.
Yes. So you'd already read news?
I'd read news from 73 to 80.
See, that's if you're in your 30s reading news. I mean, you look at the whole industry of what we do here and what happens on television. To be 30 years old and reading news is unheard of now for a male, because all you guys are still around. Mel Walden's still here, and your George Danikians, your John Mangosses, Peter Hitchener, Peter Mitchell. None of you are in your 30s anymore.
No.
It's interesting, isn't it?
Well, it is. Because I think it's part of it's part of what George Burns said, grow or fall in love with what you want to do for the rest of your life, and you'll always be happy in that. But there are people that started in radio, and I did, many years ago, and lasted 10 years because they got sick of it.
Yes.
Or offered better jobs, or I can do something better than this. But if you really love it, as I do, you'll stay in it. No reason why to get out.
No, that's fair enough.
Unless you develop a terrible stutter or a tick in your face.
Yes.
And you're not making sense, and you become a dribbling idiot.
Yes.
And somebody should tell you then.
It's what I have to look forward to.
It's time to get out. Boy.
Now, TV ratings, if we may, and we have to ring an important, make an important announcement. Now, there's that tick and that speech impediment
you've got to get
just referring to.
You've got to get over that.
Yes.
Now, did that satisfy you?
Oh, yes. Thank you for answering questions of a deeply personal nature. Very kind.